matchup here again against the Wildcats, who remain perfect in America East play. UNH enters 4-0 in America East play, 10-3 record overall. Binghamton, on the other hand, 1-1-2 in conference, 3-7-4 overall. We'll have an early whistle here. Looks like a handball going against the Wildcats.
It bounced off the pitch right into his hand. Free kick for Binghamton.
So Binghamton will take this from the back line. See Eli Goldman there, tied with Rory O'Driscoll for the team lead in goals. In net today for the Bearcats, it's Mats Rorda. He will be appearing in his 12th game of the season. He sports a 1.21 goals against average and a 755 save percentage. Von Niebel fighting for it around midfield. And once again, the Binghamton back line will push it back to Rorda.
I think you're going to look for UNH to try to get off to a quick start here.
UNH, a team that once they score a goal, the floodgates often open up as Yannick Bright, a nice little takeaway there. Bright up to Shawanmi. Shawanmi into the box. Will kick it back to Bright. Bright on net and easily swallowed up by Rorda for his first save of the evening.
Nice passing by UNH there. They're really controlling play right off the kickoff.
So Rorda, a senior from the Netherlands, will boot deep, be fought for between Holmer and Bright, and Bennett for the Wildcats will boot it with his right. Von Niebel gets a foot on it, and it falls to Jiwoo Lee. A couple of interesting roster moves today for UNH, as the pass intended for Goldman will go just long. Lee getting the start today, a couple familiar faces that we usually see starting on the bench. Rory O'Driscoll, one of those, along with Niels Buchwalder and Paul Mayer. I'm sure we will see come off the bench at some point.
We'll see them soon, I would suspect. Lee's first start of the season.
Jiwoo Lee, the transfer students on this roster coming over from Iowa Western Community College this past year, along with Moise Bombito. As Binghamton will now have a throw-in over by that scorer's table. So just over 2.5 minutes into this one. It's going to be booted upfield. Goldman collects. And Von Niebel will now have it as that ball will roll out. It's going to be another Bearcat ball.
Beautiful night for soccer here in Durham. Not too cold.
Absolutely beautiful night. You had the football team with a game earlier today against Elon. Big 40-22 win. Elon 21st in the FCS right now. UNH at 25. So a big win as here come the Wildcats. It's going to be Goldman down the right side. Goldman gets tripped up a little bit, but a nice play there by the captain of Binghamton. That was,
I was going to say.
So Binghamton will throw in. It goes to Cazzetti. Cazzetti will send over for a teammate. He was looking for Billy Clark, but it's going to travel all the way to the far side of the field.
Binghamton's doing a good job in the early going here of switching fields, kind of side to side.
Cazzetti now with it. We'll move it towards the middle. Excuse me, that was Holmer. Now Clark up the middle. It's going to be Cazzetti again, and we will have the first corner kick of this evening. It's going to be the Bearcats.
UNH has really dominated, really the country in corner kicks this season.
Yeah, UNH leading the country in corner kicks per game, 8.62 per game. So an uncharacteristic start there, out-cornering other teams this year by a substantial margin, 112-43. It's going to be booted in by Hainu. It's going to be punched out there. I believe that was Bombito who got ahead on it.
Yes.
Clark now with his right. It's going to go long. Bennett doing a nice job to pressure Binghamton off the ball, and it's going to be a Wildcat goal kick.
Nice defense there by the Wildcats. They marked up players in the box, had everybody taken care of, cleared the ball well.
So Bennett will take the goal kick and preliminarily send it back to Kolelat, who will move it forward, boot it deep. Von Niebel gets a head on it. Palmer kicking that out, and it's going to be another Wildcat throw. You see Johnny Wolf there. He will send that in. Wolf, one of the 2 Wildcat players, along with Chris Pinkham, ordinarily likes to really wind up on those throw-ins. They're able to do here on track as Pinkham again looking towards the middle for Lee, or Goldman, unable to connect. Jiwoo Lee punch it back to Bennett.
Good aggressive play by Lee there.
Yeah, and we've seen so far UNH really controlling possession. What do you think they need to do on the offensive side of the ball to really try and get that first golden scoring opportunity?
Well, I think just patience. Patience working it up the field, switching fields as best they can, looking for good crisp passes. So far, they look good. Both teams are controlling play in their own ends.
And one thing we talked about in this one before, UNH coming into this game with an 8-game winning streak on the line, but in 2 of their 3 losses this year, they were shut out. Those were the only 2 games they've been shut out all year. So it's really put one in for the Wildcats, and it nearly guarantees a win, as that will be an errant pass from Wolf, and now Binghamton's got a little bit of an opportunity now. Bearcats trying to weave towards the middle. Nice job by Bennett, and Pinkham comes and mops up.
Yeah, good defense there by UNH. They got back.
UNH operating with a little bit more of a stacked midfield today. As you take a look at this replay, that was Pizzetti pushing the ball upfield, and Chris Pinkham.
Yeah, nice play. Nice play by UNH to get back.
Now Pinkham really doing it all, sporting.
Yeah. And this is that patience I was talking about. Switching the fields, getting it across. Nice job.
So Kamal towards the middle will send to Wolf. And we're, again, kind of seeing UNH just operate with 2 backs right now, Bombito and Bennett on that back line. And a lot more of a crowded midfield. The game plan for Mark Hubbard in this one so far, as Jiwoo Lee gets a little bit of a step on the inside, and it'll be cleared out again by the Bearcats.
Yeah, I do like this deliberate pace though for UNH. Again, taking it wide.
Pinkham down the outside, draped off by 2 Bearcats. Pinkham towards the middle, looking for Von Niebel. It'll stumble off a Bearcat, and Johan Von Niebel, one of the 5 seniors being honored in the pregame tonight, will collect. Von Niebel to the far side, playing give and go with Chris Pinkham. Now Pinkham looking to wind up, and again, a nice defensive job there. As the ball now in towards the middle, Tola Shawami will get a head on it, and that will head on out of play for a goal kick.
Nice cross there. Very deliberate pace for UNH tonight. They seem to be sticking to a game plan again, just using patience, switching fields, one side to the other.
So Rorda will look to boot this away. Again, Binghamton, if they want to have a chance at winning this one against a very challenging opponent in the Wildcats, they're going to have to really focus on scoring first, as Von Niebel will gain a little bit of an edge. He's got 4 Bearcats on him. Von Niebel to the middle, and we got our first corner kick of the night for the Wildcats.
Great play by Von Niebel there. Weaved his way through, like you said, four defenders, knocked one off the defender, so it sets up a nice scoring chance here for UNH.
Von Niebel is someone we don't always see on the score sheet. In fact, he has not scored a goal yet in this season. He's got 5 assists. Big-time facilitator for the Wildcats, especially in that midfield.
Absolutely. No, he sets up goals. Just as important as scoring, in my opinion.
So Kamal will take the corner from the far side. Kamal into the middle, looking for a Wildcat to get a body on that one. It's going to go just long, and Von Niebel will swipe that one back to Pinkham. Chris Pinkham switching sides. We kind of have seen him on the far side, now leaking over towards the near side a little bit, as the Bearcats doing a nice job around that 18-yard box to clear things out, as Cazzetti's now got a run at goal. Cazzetti had a little bit of a breakaway there, but some incredible speed by Yannick Bright to catch up and swipe that out.
Bright taken down. But yeah, very nice play by Bright. Again, you're seeing the advantage UNH has with their speed.
Take another look at this one. Kind of an awkward play. Ball bounds off Cazzetti and then Johnny Wolf. They're off to the races.
But you look at Bright just closing in, taking possession.
So Yannick Bright scored the lone goal in UNH's last win down in New Haven at Yale. It's his second goal of the year. That would be the only goal in that one. UNH wins that one 1-0. It was a beautiful free kick goal about 30 yards out. And
upper
Yale,
left corner of the goal, right?
Oh, beautiful goal. Yale, a team, we were looking at the RPI before the game, which is kind of rating teams' kind of a power ranking of teams.
Yeah, strength of schedule.
One through
losses.
One through all of them. So we'll have another whistle there.
Offsides.
Whistle offside. But UNH right now sitting at 42 in the country. They did receive votes in the last coaches poll.
Yeah, and that was good to see because they've really played obviously very well, running off 8 straight wins. Good to see them get some recognition.
And it is tough for UNH. I mean, it is nothing to bat an eye at, 8 straight wins. But in terms of analytics and statistical rankings, it's tough when a team like UNH in the America East suffers, 2 or 3 losses compared to a team in a little bit of a tougher conference as Goldman fight for that one. Because, that really affects UNH. Each loss hurts them a little bit more in the eyes of the voters than a team like Clemson or Wake Forest. But a win in this one, I think it's very possible we could see the Wildcats break back into the top 25 as that poll came out before the Yale win.
Absolutely. And they will move up in that RPI poll.
As a nice ball from Bennett, he'll find Shawanmi, who will move that into the corner. Shawanmi to Pinkham. Pinkham closed off, and he finds Von Niebel. Von Niebel has that pushed away, and it's going to be a UNH throw.
Nice movement on the far side there by UNH, keeping that ball moving down the field.
So a 2-1 shots advantage for the Wildcats, 1-0 shots on goal advantage. See Von Niebel there. He's playing a very sharp game so far.
As we watch the long throw here, right into the box.
Yeah, all the way into lane 5. Chris Pinkham into the box. Bombito gets ahead on it. And he was looking to see if Shawanmi could kind of redirect that, but wasn't able to. Now Shawanmi again with it. We'll look to turn a corner. It's going to bound off a Bearcat that was Homler.
We're going to see our second corner.
Corner number 2. So what do you think we see here? A little short kick for the Wildcats, or are we going to go for goal?
I think with the defender playing up, I think you're going to see him go into the box.
Excuse me, that was not Homler. That was the other captain, Will Noaker. 10 and 18, very similar numbers from the looks of it up here. As Kamal into the box, nice punch out there by Rorda. Ball still alive, but off the foot of Von Niebel.
Von Niebel trying to turn there. He just kind of lost his footing, ball went out of bounds. I have to say I'm impressed with the way UNH has played though so far. Very deliberate pace. Really taking advantage of opportunities, getting some good shots. And yeah, just dominating possession.
So a busy day today across the America East men's soccer world as Bryant and UMass Lowell, the 2 last place teams in the conference, played to a 0-0 tie earlier today. UNH and Binghamton, obviously another one of the games going on, and then top rated Vermont in the polls as Wolf takes a spill there. Vermont ranked up at 10 in the country. They'll be taking on UMBC, who currently sits at 4th in the conference. There is 0-0 in the 20th minute of play. And then the final game in conference. UAlbany at NJIT also scoreless in the 21st minute. So no goals in any of the games so far, as Shawanmi will make a run at it. Shawanmi stops, stutters, gets around Homler. Binghamton really applying pressure on the UNH ball carriers. We've seen a lot of double teams so far in this one. As Bombito will fake back to Kolelot. And Bombito will push ahead. Pass will stay in play. Johnny Wolf, the captain.
Saying it was off UNH.
But the second chance opportunity from Hinu goes off of Wolf, and it's going to be a Binghamton throw in here. So just a beautiful night here for soccer in the Granite State. Currently sitting at 54 degrees. Temperatures will kind of sit around there for the majority of the game.
That's a nice night for soccer. Lots of people in the stands.
Again, family weekend up here at UNH.
Yeah, it's been a good day.
And a solid showing for UNH athletics this weekend. Again, the football team, big win earlier today, and the men's hockey team defeating Army last night 3-1. For arguably the three biggest programs on campus. As Kamal now around midfield will look ahead. Ball stumbles ahead for Goldman, and it's going to go just wide of the box.
Just chipped it over. Great play, though.
Looks like Eli Goldman's looking for some sort of call there. We're going to take another look at it. Kamal
off the Binghamton head. Yeah, just missed it.
I think Goldman was possibly looking at if that ball went off the right hand.
Yeah, the goalie.
Yeah, of Rorda. Officials will deny that claim. That's Rorda. Will look to send long. See there, now off your screen, but towards the right, couple Wildcats getting loose. And the depth of the Wildcats bench, something that makes this team so good. Binghamton brought a very small squad here to Durham today. So you counted on the bench just 7 available players for the team tonight. They really only took about, 3/4 of the roster to this one.
Yeah, we talked about that before the game. Kind of surprising. So I would not expect them to sub in all that much, which may work to UNH's advantage.
Ball headed towards the midfield, and we will have a whistle from the far side, near side.
So Picky called offsides.
Will indeed be offsides, as we are inching in towards the 19th minute of play here in this one. Still 0-0, as Binghamton looking to cement a spot in the America East playoffs.
Shot toward net.
Nice job by Pinkham to scoop that up, and he will look to clear. Binghamton doing a nice job with their headers tonight.
Yes.
Ball will go out of play. Far side. AR says UNH ball.
Binghamton wanted wanted that ball themselves.
And can you blame them? We really haven't seen a lot of really continued Binghamton pressure down in the UNH zone.
Not yet. Now UNH has completely controlled play.
And I always like to talk about the possession totals, because it feels like in a lot of these games, UNH just dominates on the possession total, even if it's a 0-0 score at half. But I will not have those numbers, or we won't have those numbers until halftime. So we can update you then on that, but I'm sure UNH has a sizable lead in that so far.
So far they do.
Right towards the middle now for Pinkham.
I just like the passing UNH is exhibiting tonight. They really use the whole field.
Goldman gets tripped up a little bit there. No call, and Binghamton will send the other way, collected by Bombito.
use the keeper.
Something that UNH does like to do a lot is stretch this field from front to back. It's Liam Bennett now, one of the New Hampshire natives, will boot long to Shawanmi. Shawanmi fighting for it with a Bearcat and send it to the middle for Goldman. Eli Goldman now looking to go to work. He'll send it to Kamal. Kamal down low to Johnny Wolf. Johnny Wolf with a little bit of space off of Bearcat. That's going to stay in, and we'll see Wolf try it again.
Nice play by the Bearcats there. Nice clear.
Once again, UNH getting so close to making that big play, but the Bearcats sealing them off on these last-ditch opportunities. As Bennett will now push up to Pinkham. Nice job to keep that one in. Long touch of the left foot. Pinkham will motion left. Looking to find a lane here. As Binghamton, the defense, doing a really nice job to close them off. Is there a way that UNH can really penetrate this defense at all and you know, find a lane? Because Binghamton, again, it's like UNH has it deep, but they can't get it into the box.
Exactly. Yeah, Binghamton's doing a good job marking the players. I think, honestly, I think the key is keeping that field nice and wide, using the entire field, stretching it out, crisp, fast passes. At some point, they're going to catch Binghamton flat-footed. They're going to get a shot, a decent shot. They've had some good shots so far, but I think again, continued patience. Hubbard has a game plan. And they seem to be executing it so far pretty well.
This game, reminiscent of a lot of the Wildcats games so far this year, is kind of a slower pace. I wouldn't say this has been slow pace to start, but a little bit of a slower offensive pace in the beginning of the game, and then it starts to kind of open up. You see the subs begin to filter in.
And like we said at the beginning of the broadcast, I mean, Binghamton has scored a lot of goals in their last 5 games. And UNH so far has really kind of kept them at bay, kept them down. So defense is playing very well tonight. I think it starts there. Bright's been making some nice plays in the backfield, kind of moving it up toward the midfield. So, I think the scoring will come.
Again, you can't count this Bearcats team out at all. 5 goals in their last 2 games, including 4 a week ago today at home against UMass Lowell. Their one in-conference win of the season. That was a 4-1 victory.
Right, which, just proves that they can score. They've got the ability to do it.
Yeah, you look down the roster, they've got 3 guys, Cosetti, Tarokis, and Lazardis, who have all scored 3 goals on the season. So, they've got a wide array of guys who can really pop balls into the back of the net. As Pinkham will look to toss this in, and over by the scorer's table,
I think we're going to see some substitutions very shortly.
See the first 2 subs coming in for the Wildcats. Looks like Paul Mayer may be one of them. We've got some action here on the field. Johnny Wolf, a little bit of odd spin on that one. As Wolf, oh man, that will not be on SportsCenter Top 10 Plays tomorrow. Sarcastic horn there from the UNH student section. Take another look. Yeah, I mean, Wolf had some space here, but I think the ball had some. Look at that side spin on it.
Yep, and he just got tripped up.
So the 2 substitutes entering the game for the Wildcats. We're going to see Paul Mayer in for Goldman. And other sub will be Jamie Davis in for Jiwoo Lee. So that's Davis and Mayer in for Lee and Goldman. A little bit of a front line change, possibly looking for a little bit more scoring with the likes of Paul Mayer, who has 3 goals on this season. Another one of the 5 seniors. Davis, a transfer from St. Peter's University, made headlines back in the spring as their men's basketball team made it all the way to the Elite 8.
Going to get a foul on UNH.
Looks like Bombita will be
on the 30-yard line.
Charged with that one.
Yep.
Both players going for it. It's Bombito and Lazarus. Excuse me. Lazarus.
We'll see how UNH defends this. Binghamton has four players down near the box. I think that's 6.
Yeah, so we haven't really seen a set piece yet for the Bearcats this far.
Jockeying for position.
Into their zone besides the corner. The ball will go long, headed off the likes of UNH's Bombito.
Yeah, nice play by Bombito there.
Now Homler will have it. Homler looking to cross. It's going to be swept up by Paul Mayer. UNH still deep in their zone, looking to get this out. And wow, that passing just so good from the Wildcats. Homler will have a strike.
Yeah, shot and goal.
That's all you're looking for. First shot on the cage for the Bearcats. So we've seen Shawanmi kind of in a different role tonight, and really more so this season, from a player who was second in America East last year in goals, drafted into the MLS by the Atlanta United, as he might have a chance here to make some space. Shawanmi down the far side. He's going to put that in the middle to Mayer. Mayer top shelf score, count it! Paul Mayer, the Frenchman, and it's 1-0 Wildcats.
Beautiful play.
I was just talking about Tola Shawanmi being in a little bit of a different role this year. Usually we see Shawanmi, the one streaking upfield, looking for that centering pass, but Paul Mayer in the middle, one-touch beauty, and the Wildcats finally crack down on that Bearcats defense.
Yeah, Andrew, I was going to say, you called that. I mean, Shawanmi, beautiful job on the left side. Nice pass. One-timer, goal. Beautiful job.
Right in stride off the right.
Yeah, that's a pretty goal. That's a pretty goal.
Yeah, I was literally about to say how we have seen Shawanmi being more of a facilitator this year. Because he's only got 1 goal on the season. That'll be his 3rd point of the year, his first assist of the year as well.
I was going to say, and I have to tell you, he probably feels about as good as that as any goal that he has scored in his career here at UNH.
Well, I got to say, Shawanmi has struggled at times this year. I wouldn't say he's played bad, but he has been, I would say, more snake bit.
Yes.
He's had trouble finding the back of the net, which can really alter a player's head. So I think that's a big confidence.
I was just going to say, and you watch. Let's see how he reacts. I know this will pick the team up. UNH. Yeah, they've had some 1-goal games here, but they can also score in bunches. So let's just see what happens here. I mean, I go back to that U-Albany game where they won 4-0.
Pinkham will throw in. Hear the announcement there from PA announcer Mike Murphy. That'll be Mayer's 4th on the season, tying him with Rory O'Driscoll and Eli Goldman for the team lead. So the Wildcats are looking for more. This time Mayer down the far side. He'll push it back to Pinkham, and now Von Niebel has some space. Johan Von Niebel, nice little
pass back.
Pass there. Mayer to the middle. Just off Shawanmi. We'll have another goal kick.
So he had Shawanmi in the middle.
So now with 17:41 to play in this one, is there kind of a strategy that you might look for from Binghamton to go into this locker room with, at best a lead? 2 goals would be quite advantageous from what we've seen so far in this one, but at the very least, go out and tie this thing up before heading to the half.
Well, that's what they have to look to do. They need an opportunity. They need to play more aggressively, both on the ball and off the ball. I'm seeing, UNH is beating them to most of these balls. It's a disparity. There's no doubt about that. Binghamton's a good team, but I just think UNH is faster. Footwork is stronger. They're very quick with their passes, and like I have said tonight, they use that entire field. They move it across, and they're just patient. They're very patient. They've got a 10-0 record when they score first in games this season. That's going to be hard for Binghamton to take back.
And you mentioned there, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, The Wildcats have lost 3 games so far this season. 2 of them are shutouts. So they've only played in 1 game this year where they've scored a goal and lost. And that was way back on August 25th, the opener against a ranked opponent in Maryland, a 2-1 loss.
Exactly. Which seems like a season ago. I mean, this is a different team.
Yeah,
they've really come together as a group. But I mean, you watch the skillfulness of the UNH team here. Just very patient. Look for opportunities to move the ball up. Back to the goal. Yeah, I mean,
a long pass ahead for Von Niebel. We'll see if he's onside. He will be. Johan Von Niebel towards the middle of the field. He's got Jamie Davis streaking down the middle, but instead he'll go to Bennett, who pinches up. Bennett towards the middle. He's got Shawanmi, and what a save.
Wow.
There.
That was a great save.
Wow.
Great save, and he knows it.
Was I not also just talking about how Tola Shawanmi has been snake bitten this year?
You were, and that's a good example of it. I mean, he had a great shot. Great shot. It was a great cross. Put it right on his foot. The good news is that we're going to see a corner kick.
So you see the replay here. Liam Bennett with that left foot on Shawanmi.
Just a one-timer. I mean, I give the goalie credit. He made a nice save on that.
Nice save there by.
It's a great shot, great save.
By Rorda. Kamal will take the corner from the far side, and he'll instead play this to the middle of the field. Down in deep looking for Von Niebel. It's still going to be up in the air. It was fought for between Shawanmi and Bush, but Bush was able to win that battle.
And again, this is a good example of UNH, again, just very patient, passing, looking for opportunities, not only to kind of move the ball up, but use the backfield a little bit.
So Von Niebel has it. He's liked to kind of move this ball. As you talked about a lot, UNH moving from near side to far side. Bombito has that pushed off. But once again, Binghamton, starts to win that battle, and again, just out hustled on almost every ball.
Yeah, and that's the difference tonight.
So have a whistle down on the field. It's going to be Binghamton throw-in. It's going to be Devin Hinu. Senior back from Garrison, New York.
We do have one Binghamton player on the sidelines getting warmed up. Again, we mentioned that they do not have a deep bench tonight, and I think that could play in as the night goes on here.
How about those Binghamton warm-ups? Fan of those? Pretty bright.
Well, you do see them. They do stand out. They do stand out.
Binghamton with some fluorescent neon green.
Similar to what the referees are wearing tonight. A little bit of a brighter shade of green.
Bombito will be all alone. And you see here, UNH now has all, minus the goalie, all 10 guys on, one side of the field, and their backs have a lot of space there to work. And that facilitation has just been what's been working for them, not only tonight, but really all season.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
As we might have a breakaway here for the Bearcats, and Bombito from behind.
Great play by Bombito. He got beat. I was going to say he got beat, but he didn't give up. He came back, and I have to give him props for that. He's very, very fast.
There was a triangle of Wildcats closing in there on Cazzetti.
So just a great job by the defense there, coming back.
That was Sean Coles, closed off by Bennett Pinkham, but Bombito with the play that counts.
Bombito was so fast, took advantage of his speed, closed in. Speaking of speed.
Well, and that play is now the second time we've seen Binghamton kind of gain an edge on a ball where you think that, they might have a breakaway here. And the backs, we saw Yannick Bright do it the first time. Yes. This time Bombito catching up to them. Like, really, it's nothing.
Right.
Johnny Wolf.
And that's just a speed advantage.
Johnny Wolf wearing that captain armband will get taken down. We'll see a foul call against the Bearcats.
Yep. Free kick for UNH.
So UNH with a 6-2 shots lead, 3-1 shots on goal. What have you kind of seen tonight, physicality factor from both teams?
Yeah, I mean, I think UNH is playing them a little bit tougher. But in my opinion, the game hasn't been all that physical. It's been a little bit more of a finesse-based game. That may change as we go on here, but it's been such a wide field. Really on both sides, but primarily on UNH, that there haven't been too many tackles. Teams haven't battled that hard from what I've observed so far. Just a lot of finesse, and mostly on the part of UNH.
And so fouls in this one, tied at 2. We'll see UNH's fourth corner here. It's going to be taken by Davis with the left foot. Davis long to Shawonmi. Pinkham might have a run at it.
I think we have a foul on UNH. Is it Shawonmi?
Yeah, so some good sportsmanship there.
Yep.
From Liao, helping up Shawonmi.
I was going to say, and UNH is, in keeping with the entire season, getting lots of corner kicks, lots of opportunities. They're averaging a little over 8 corners a game, again, tops in the nation, so they're already halfway there tonight.
The UNH leaders are, at least top 10 in a lot of categories right now. Top in the nation, 8.62 corners per game, 7th in the nation, goals against average, .538. And Kolilot, as an individual, 7th in the nation with a .551 goals against average, and 5th in the nation with 7 shutouts. So,
yeah,
all across the board.
He's played great. He has played great. Made some great saves. Of late, has not had that many opportunities, just because, again, UNH has dominated America East.
So Shawonmi and Kamal will come off to take a seat. Dylan Maxon will step in, and we will see David Brogue into the game at forward for the Wildcats. So still no Rory O'Driscoll. There have been a couple injuries. He sustained one against NJIT, he was out for the NJIT game around 2 weeks ago. Maybe a little bit banged up after that game against Yale, one of the UNH's best players.
Right. And Coach Hubbard, he may just be giving him a rest tonight. Maybe not the night off, but I think, he kind of senses that UNH is dominating, and he knows they've got some very important games coming up in the next week, 2 weeks.
Yeah, O'Driscoll has only played in 11 of the team's 13 games coming into this one, so he has been a little bit banged up this year. And again, there is a bigger opponent. You definitely want to take care of the Bearcats, and you don't want to look ahead too far for this men's soccer team. But the big game of the season, the one that everybody has had circled on their calendars, coming up next Friday in Burlington against 10th ranked Vermont. Both teams perfect in America East play, 4-0. Coming to this one, you take a look at the standings there. But Vermont, New Hampshire, that is going to be basically the deciding factor of who wins this regular season bout.
Absolutely. And I think beginning of the season.
As here comes Binghamton the other way, looking to get past Bombito, and once again, terrific defending.
Forget it, Bombito is he's too strong back there.
I know, kind of sticking on the family affair. A couple games ago for UNH, they squared off against Northeastern, as we'll have a run at it from Brogue.
I think they got...
Brogue will go down there. But my cousin, your nephew, Matty, one of the players for Northeastern, and talking to him after the game, one of the first things he said to me after the game, he came up to me and he goes, "Man, number 4 is good." Number 4 is good.
Absolutely.
All the guys on Northeastern were saying just how tough Moise Bombito is to get around.
Well, and Matty knows, because Matty plays defense at a very high level. So for him to say that is a nice thing. Good remark for Bombito, and it's true. If you watch the UNH team game after game, I mean, he is just rock solid back there. So nice for him to get some kind words from an opponent.
And Bombito, a native of Montreal, Quebec, a transfer student from Iowa Western Community College. I mean, I really don't know how Coach Hubbard went out and found him out in the middle of Iowa, but it was a great find. And Bombito really, at the beginning of the season, didn't play. I believe, this year, he has only played in 10 of the 13 games coming into this one. So he hadn't played up until that FIU game, their 4th game of the season, where he scored their first goal on a header.
Right.
And for a team that, bringing back a lot of their key pieces, which, has helped them be so good this year.
Right.
But Bridger Hansen and Adam Seville who was the America East Defender of the Year last year, both graduating. They've looked for someone to kind of step up, and it's been Bombito.
Absolutely. And I think that's what it took. It took a couple of games for him to prove himself and to show off his talent, and for Coach Hubbard to trust him back there. But he has been a rock the last, really every game he's played. I mean, he's made some amazing plays tonight. Very impressive.
And another guy on that back end who's stepped up. He's been on the roster for a few years now, but actually another player we surprisingly haven't seen tonight, Niels Buchwalder, has not appeared in this one, but coming into this game, team leader in minutes played. And again, on that back end, it's kind of been Bombito, Bennett, Wolf, Buchwalder all together, as Wolf will look to throw in here, looking for a wildcat. Von Niebel went to take it away from Max, and he'll have a chip shot, and that'll be 3 points if we were playing a little bit earlier today.
I was just going to say. UNH could have used him on the field earlier today. But, again, great job by Von Niebel there. Very skillful, turned, took a nice shot, just missed. But it was off a Binghamton player, so, again, we have another corner kick.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't see that deflect off a Binghamton corner, which is probably why I'm not officiating this game, as Davis will send it in with a left, looking long, and
just
both
went a little long.
Davis's corners have traveled a little bit wide of the cage. As Von Niebel now with a little bit of space to work. Von Niebel stutter steps, gets tripped up, and ref says play on. In towards the middle, that was Liam Bennett. Binghamton's going to boot this out as we have now eclipsed the 40th minute of play. A long throw in there from Johnny Wolf.
Nice play by Von Niebel there. I mean, he really kind of deked the defender. Was just the pace on that ball was just a little too fast for him. So we'll have a goal kick. Yeah, but about 15 minutes ago, you asked me what Binghamton has to do and what they can't do, and what they just did on that free kick was to boot that ball out of bounds. They've got to keep the ball, for starters, keep it in play, and look for open players. They turn the possession back over to UNH on a throw-in, which they can't do.
So UNH now operating with it. It's going to be Dylan Maxon, a Clifton Park, New York native, not too far away from Binghamton. That's a nice move there by Jamie Davis, and he'll boot it to the far side. It's Liam Bennett now. Bennett will look to center into the box. Nice header there by Bush, and a second chance opportunity goes just wide for the Wildcats.
I mean, great ball movement. Like I've been saying, they use the entire field. Very patient. Get a replay here. Nice cross. Nice header by the Binghamton defense, but boy, that one-timer just missed.
And Paul Mayer almost had his second of the half. That one just sailing above the cage of Rorda. He's been busy back there on that line.
I think on those goal kicks, I'd like to see Binghamton use short kicks as opposed to booting it downfield, because every time they've done that, UNH has just taken possession.
Good point, as Davis again will chip.
Which is great for UNH, but if Binghamton's trying to, knot this game up, they need to figure out a way to control the ball. So let's see if they do something different here.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, that UNH midfield, but especially defensive line, just playing incredibly strong right now.
Right.
And again, I'm very curious to see the possession numbers. I think it might be a little bit closer than we think, because there have been so many Binghamton goal kicks where, like, kind of plays like this, the clock ticks down. It's technically Binghamton ball, but towards the attacking side of the field, it's been very, very slim.
And there's another example of, again, booting it down into the middle of the field, and UNH takes possession. And, it's going to be tough, I think, for Binghamton to gain any momentum in this game if they want to try to knock that score up.
So in the closing stages of this first half of play, UNH still leading off that goal from Paul Mayer. As Binghamton now looking to work, it's going to be Hinu moving forward, and now we're seeing Binghamton again with that controlled possession we haven't seen much of.
I was going to say, this is much better play by them. Much better play.
And a pass like that, Kolila will easily sweep it up, but I think they're just looking for that home run play. It's like the really difficult part is to get into the offensive zone, and then once they're there, they're looking for kind of that Hail Mary play.
Exactly. Whereas, you watch UNH, I mean, it's just patience.
Paul Mayer down the right side. He's got some space. Mayer into the corner. Will play it short. Thought he had a teammate behind him, or was possibly looking to deflect that off a Bearcat for a corner.
Got a minute to go.
1 minute left in the first half. 1 minute.
Some nice physical play there by Johnny Wolf, pushing.
Yeah, Wolf just nice back heel on that play.
Pulls off of that. Pinkham.
Should be UNH ball here.
Pinkham and Bliau fighting for that one. Pinkham, another New Hampshire native coming from Concord in the Seacoast United Academy.
Right. Pinkham was just talking to the ref. He really wanted a foul on that. He'll get a throw in instead.
So the fouls in this one. UNH has 4, Binghamton with 3. Max into the far side. Liam Bennett now with it. Bennett will send it to the middle, just wide.
Just missed.
Was looking for a cage. And that will about tick down the clock for this first half of play.
That ball just rose off his foot.
So Binghamton is going to let this clock expire. Mike Murphy count down these final 10 seconds for us. And so after one half of play, it's New Hampshire, Goldman, Von Niebel, Shawanmi Davis, Kamal, Pinkham, Bright, Bombito, Bennett, and Wolf with Kolilot in net. The only starter not in the game so far right now, Jiwoo Lee, replaced by Jamie Davis. UNH now flipping the field, moving right to left in those white uniforms. Again, Binghamton in those, really, I do like the green uniforms, I will say.
I agree. Very nice.
But probably the uniforms have been the best thing that Binghamton has put on the field so far in this one.
Say, that's classic Binghamton green right there.
Shawanmi. So UNH looking for that second goal. We talked a lot about possession in that first half. The final possession, half numbers for that first frame. UNH leading 64 to 36%. However, in the attacking top quarter, so we'll get to that in just a minute, see if Von Niebel can do anything with this one. Von Niebel has it stripped away, picked up.
Yeah, nice play by Binghamton there.
By Billy Clark. So in the attacking quarter, top quarter for UNH, they've held 27% of their possession. On the other end for Binghamton, just 8%. So when Binghamton has the ball, they're really not doing much with it, as Goldman scrumming for it with Michael Bush. Call will go against Goldman.
Yeah, good aggressive play by Goldman there in the corner. He was double teamed. Binghamton quickly closed on him.
So Bush, one of the captains, sitting at 6'5". Definitely one of the tallest players we've seen on the pitch for any team this season. So he'll be booted away by Rorda. Rorda has made just 2 saves in this one, as again, UNH has 10 shots, but only 3 have found the likes of the area of the cage. This ball being competed for between both teams, and we will have the second corner of the night for the Bearcats. We saw one really early on in the first half. Now we're going to see one early on here in the second half.
Binghamton had the first corner of the game, and they get the first quarter of the second half.
This is a crucial moment, absolutely crucial moment for the Bearcats in my eyes. We're going to see if things progress the way they did in the first half. Probably some limited opportunities, and to have a set piece like this, Binghamton will have to capitalize.
Right. And UNH has got their strikers marked up here, so let's see what happens.
So it's going to be McKnight into the box, and Yannick Bright takes care of that one easily.
Yep, right off his head. Kind of a wasted chance there for Binghamton.
Yannick Bright, hailing from Milan, Italy. Some great representation across the world from this Wildcat team. Got players from across the nation, Dubai, obviously the United States, Ireland, Canada, Germany, England, Brazil, Mexico, Korea, France. Really all over the country, this Wildcat team, as we will see a goal kick coming up for the man from Dubai, Yassam Kolilat. He has only had to make one save on the night so far.
And you watch the difference in approach to the goal kicks. I mean, something as simple as that. Binghamton consistently has just been kind of booting the ball downfield, and I think in most cases has lost possession. Whereby UNH, they play that short game, and they were able to work the ball up like they have it right now, maintain possession, and have a scoring opportunity right here.
You talked a little bit about that right before the half. You would like to see Binghamton kind of work on short corners, try to move possession up themselves, and try instead of going long forward.
Yeah, I think they need to try something different tonight. Like I said, they continue to lose possession, and this is a game of possession, as we know.
So we'll see what Paul Marco, Binghamton's head coach, has drawn up for the second half of play, as we are 4.5 minutes into this second frame. So across America East again, a game earlier today between Bryant and UMass Lowell, finishing in a 0-0 tie. Again, 8 teams in the America East. Top 6 will make the playoffs. Top 2 will get byes. UNH and Vermont, both 4-0. The first 2 teams to have clinched spots. But a little bit of a shocker so far down in Maryland, Baltimore County. Vermont and UMBC tied 0-0, 54th minute of play. So Vermont in danger of possibly tying UMBC right now. Still early, but we've just seen complete dominance from the Catamounts so far this year. UMBC's had a solid season as well. They're sitting in 4th place in America East.
And as you know, there's no overtime in men's soccer this year. So if it ends 0-0 or 1-1 in regulation.
Exactly.
That's it.
And then in the other game between the 3rd place team and the 6th place team, Albany Down and NJIT, both tied again in the 56th minute of play, as Davis will collect right inside that 18-yard box. We'll send it to Bright. Bright with a left foot going long again, and that will travel all the way out of the stadium, bounce past the track.
Absolutely. Just got under that one. So we've seen one goal in the conference thus far tonight. We've seen it right here in Durham.
Yeah, a whole bunch of ties. The Wildcats have yet to tie a game this season. Bombito will look for it with his head. He'll get to it, but Homler will take it away.
Another nice play by Bombito there. Just maintaining possession, quickly getting rid of the ball.
Yeah, Bombito has been so impressive this year, just a junior. So I'm sure Mark Hubbard is happy to have him for one more season under the belt. It's a long run here for Chris Pinkham. We'll send to Von Niebel. Von Niebel, a little stutter step, looks back for Pinkham.
Nice play by Pinkham there.
Just that speed, agility, quickness to maneuver around defenders.
Yep. Confidence, patience, he's just in complete control out there.
As Kamal, haven't seen much of him tonight. He'll look towards the middle. Kamal, a long shot on net, just wide of the cage.
Just missed that. Great play by Kamal. Strong left foot.
Bilal Kamal looking for his 4th goal of the season. Take another look at this one. Eyeing down 20, that's Billy Clark. And a nice transition with that left.
Just missed it.
Just wide.
Just missed it.
Would have been a beauty.
I think the Binghamton coaching staff must have heard what I said before about the goal kicks. That's the first one they've gone short with.
The right move is...
There's a hit ball by...
So the Bearcats will take over. Mahoney has it, moves it forward. It's going to be Coles. Coles boots it off Bennett's shin.
Yeah, let's go by Coles back here.
McKnight looked like he was going to throw it in. He's going to opt to have his teammate Michael Bush take this one. Bush into McKnight again. He's going to move it backwards to that D-line. As we are approaching 10 minutes played here in this second half. Paul Mayer, the lone goal scorer in this one. And a busy day here at Wildcat Stadium. We saw the UNH football team defeat Elon 40-22 earlier on in the day cap.
Yeah, there was a nice crowd here for that game. A lot of people up this weekend for family weekend. Great weather day. Lots of fun.
Beautiful day. I got a little burnt myself, which you don't often hear about in a kind of an October New England day, but the sun was out. As Michael Bush will look to move across the field, and you know, even on these plays where we've seen Binghamton try to flip the field like UNH has, just kind of sloppy passes, and UNH able to kind of read it easily.
Yeah.
side. He'll use his left foot to swing this one in. Davis into the box looking for Tola Shawami. Booted away by Parker McKnight. McKnight got his head on that one to send it away. Kamal, nice little stutter step. Bilal Kamal in towards the middle looking for a Wildcat. It's going to be up and just over the crossbar. Eli Goldman looking for his team leading
Great opportunity.
5th of the year.
Great opportunity. And he knows it too. Well, we saw in the first half he sent one just over the crossbar on a nice play, and he did the same thing here. He's going to get one.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Jeez. Great play.
I think that did tip off the crossbar.
It did. It did.
So Goldman now tied, now in a three-way tie for first on the team in goals with Rory O'Driscoll and Paul Mayer, all with 4 on the season. And again, last year we saw Tola Shawami. I think he finished with either 9 or 10 goals on the season. But this year, a little bit more of a spread-out scoring attack for the Wildcats. And I think that as the season has progressed, that has definitely benefited them as they get to know, a lot of returners, but also a lot of new guys on the team this year.
Absolutely. No, and it takes time for teams to gel. You see it all the time. Teams that pick up new players in the off season. It's one thing to practice in your preseason. Take a trip somewhere to practice, but you've got to actually get some gameplay in.
And these seasons so short.
Yeah.
We're less than 2 months into the season. We're already talking about the final, not even a handful of games, final 2 games, conference playoffs coming up. It's a very short season, so you have 2 bad weeks, it can really set your team back.
Absolutely. And even you see tonight, Coach Hubbard went with a different lineup to start the game, perhaps knowing that the opposition tonight wasn't going to be quite as strong, but he's still trying to finesse it a little bit, look for his best lineups as the Vermont game comes up, as the playoffs approach. I think we're going to see our first substitution here for Binghamton.
So it's going to be 17. That's Sean Fitzgerald, the sophomore from Smithtown, New York. A lot of New York natives, Empire Staters, I guess.
Yep, absolutely. They recruit heavily from New York. They've got 2 players from Comac, which is interesting.
So a long throw
Miati
here for Bush. Bush to Kolila, and the best opportunity from Binghamton, not coming from the feet, coming from the hands.
It's a great throw.
So see Kolila showing a little bit of a smile there, messing around with the Bearcats with that pump fake. And he's loose, you can tell.
Yeah, I think he was happy just to have some action back.
Yeah.
Honestly.
No. Have not said his name much tonight.
No.
That is a common thread on the season. So we'll see 2 substitutes coming in here for the Wildcats. It looks like Paul Mayer and Ji-Woo Lee, who started in this one, will come in. Von Niebel will take a seat. I assume mostly because of that booking, and Eli Goldman will be the other player to head off for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Lee had a nice first half. Good opportunity for him to showcase his skills.
So Lee in that first half of play only played 24 minutes, but again, starting in his first game of the year, he's played well in that role as Shawanmi will look to cross the field over to Chris Pinkham. Pinkham will chip it forward, looking for a favorable roll. So UNH, again, just dominating in shots, now up 14-2. But in terms of shots on goal, just a 4-1 advantage as a player will go down for the Wildcats. That's Johnny Wolf.
Yep. Contact on the header there.
Thankfully,
referee's making sure he's okay. Looks like he's all right.
Take one more look at that one. Right. Wolf just taking a hard tumble.
Yeah, got appended there.
We talk a lot about hockey and football being the big contact sports in the U.S. and the world, really. But in terms of concussions, injuries, the headers, these players going up. I forget which game it was earlier in the season. Someone caught a cleat to the face. It's dangerous. You got to be careful.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, and they've talked a little bit at the younger levels of not so much outlawing headers, but doing something to try to mitigate the opportunities for people to get hurt.
As Liam Bennett will look into the box just wide. Wow, that ball had some nice curvature on it.
He almost struck it too hard.
Yeah, I mean,
he outpaced his fellow strikers there. But a great cross.
We had the perfect angle at that one up here on the fourth floor of the stadium, facing right at him, and oh man, that would have been pretty had that found the back of the net.
Absolutely.
So it remains 1-0 Wildcats as we're inching closer to the final half of the half.
Nice possession by Binghamton.
Bearcats looking to tie things up. It's going to be Mahoney back for Bush. And now Binghamton across that midfield line, but quickly back. Play will resume in favor of the Bearcats. Jiwoo Lee will intercept that one in the middle of the field, and Tolo Shawanmi will try to continue that possession for the Wildcats before it is taken away by Hinyu.
Yeah, UNH really very strong at filling these lanes up. So fast, really use their speed.
This ball will be towards the middle, a little bit of apprehension on who might grab that one, but Kolila ends up scooping it away from Bombito.
Binghamton's turned up the pressure this half.
They have. They've definitely looked better.
Yep, as we expected that they would. They really have to.
As Kamal will be flagged for the offsides there. But I think if you're the Wildcats, you definitely want to stay looking for that insurance goal, as another nice run there from Binghamton, starting to find their stride a little bit. That was Sean Coles.
Yeah. UNH can't afford to hang back here and play for a 1-0 win. I really like to see them turn up the pressure just a little bit more.
We saw in their last contest a 1-0 win over Yale. Kind of a different story. Yale, a team that has received votes in the top 25 poll this year. Very talented program. We talked about RPI rankings earlier in the broadcast. Yale, ahead before that game, was ahead of UNH in that. And, you know, that game a little bit different. UNH scores late in it. But, you know, in a 1-0 game like this, you want to see UNH continue to pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was a huge win for UNH down in New Haven. We'll see where they end up in the RPI index in the next poll, which should be coming out in the next few days. I'll look forward to seeing them jump up, which is good.
So you're familiar with New Haven. You work down there.
I do.
Is it the pizza capital of kind of New England, as everyone says it is?
Well, there's no doubt. I work at Yale, work in communications down there, and yes, I can vouch for the pizza. Absolutely. Pepe's, Solly's, Modern, pick your pizza.
It's all good stuff.
It is. I got to vote for Pepe's to be number one.
Pepe's number one.
Pepe's got it.
I will say one place you didn't mention, which is one of my favorites, the Bar mashed potato pizza. Mashed potato and bacon.
Mashed potato bacon.
It might not sound great, let me tell you.
It is good.
That is, you could do some damage on that.
Absolutely.
Definitely take a trip down to New Haven for the pizza if you haven't been.
Right around the corner from my office. I've gone there too often.
Back up here into the Granite State, turning things away from the ever-exciting state of Connecticut. As Kamal will now control in the middle of the field.
It's a nice possession here by UNH. Patience, using the whole field.
Bennett now. We've kind of seen Liam Bennett slowly as the season has progressed start to play up, not in a midfield role nonetheless, but not hang back as the last defender, which really last year we saw him and Bridger Hansen fill that role. Starting to really move the ball a little bit more on offense as Bennett. He's got 2 assists on this year. As Kolila will have to move quickly with this one. He's going to shuffle to his right. Hinyu, nice header.
Yep.
Here come the Wildcats.
Oh,
Kamal was able to get that
Just- I
forward.
was
It
gonna say,
would've
just
been
missed the opportunity.
as Bombito.
Nice play by Bombito there. Kind of shielding the ball from the Binghamton striker.
See another substitution here for the Bearcats. Coming in for them. You see shots on goal. Still just 4-1 UNH, but 14-2 in favor of overall shots. So that's going to be Matthew Cazzetti, the leading scorer for the Bearcats. He's got 8 points on the season, 3 goals. For all you New Englanders, Yankees about to go down 3-0 to the Astros in the American League Championship Series. So that is a good sign here. Shawanmi maneuvering forward through the defense to Kamal.
Patience. Use the field. Here you go.
To the middle. Nothing doing there. And Davis will control for the Wildcats. So UVM broke the scoreless tie in Baltimore down in the 67th minute. And who else but Alex Nagy having a fantastic season for the Catamounts as they will look to close things out. Still down in New Jersey, things tied at 0 between Albany and NJIT, but a big goal there for the Catamounts. We've been keeping an eye on that one.
I was gonna say, we knew they'd probably break through at some point.
Ball put ahead to Mayer, the lone goal scorer in this one. He tries a little hurdle over the defender. It was Bush. As Bush just slapped him, but the whistle will go against the Wildcats.
Again, we haven't seen that physical a game tonight. Not a lot of whistles for fouls.
Yeah, not a lot of really kind of, not even chippy plays, more arrogant plays of, trash talking and stuff like that. It's been, from at least up here, it's seemingly been a pretty clean game.
I would agree.
So just under, we're about to move under 19 minutes to play in this one. Andrew Gardner, Chris Gardner, father-son broadcast here tonight at Wildcats Stadium for Family Weekend. And back in the production studio, we've also got the Hand duo, Dylan and Dave Hand. Dylan is on production. Dave is doing replays. So,
I was going to say shout out to them.
Killing it back there, but
doing a great job. Great job. All those replays. Look for the long throw here.
A big bomb sent in by the Bearcats. They'll have another go at it. Kamal fights that away.
Beautiful play by Kamal.
And the
No panic.
best defensive stance of the night for the Wildcats. Is Binghamton starting to find a little bit of a flow here? If you're Mark Hubbard, I think you got to look at, maybe changing things up, because Binghamton is starting to find a way to lock through this defense.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of expected them to pick things up this half, which they've done. I'd like to see UNH play a little bit more aggressively on offense, try to move that ball down, just a shade faster, use their speed. They created more scoring opportunities for themselves in the first half, which was to be expected. They always seem to come out strong. But yeah, Binghamton's really matched them here in the second half.
See Jocelyn Kohler there lining things up in the Wildcats' new goal. One of the Wildcats' new goalie kits this year. Sweet baby blue UNC colors. It'll be right down at midfield.
Got a foul. Foul on UNH.
Yeah, we definitely see Binghamton garner more of the foul calls in this one, especially in this second half of play. There's Jiwoo Lee doing a nice job to push off.
Closed off the defender. That was great. Great play by Lee.
16:33 left to go in this one. All time between these two programs, UNH has a 12-10-2 record. Looking to extend that to 13-10-2 as Shawanmi has it on his foot and Mayer has it. Now Shawanmi will have some space to move, but just offsides is the call. That was close.
Very close. I mean, that was right where we're, right above where we are, or right below where we are, I should say. And I think half a step, maybe. Very close play.
So Tola Shawanmi, you see there.
Yeah, half a step.
Offsides. Oh, great
Very
shot.
Close. Very
great
close.
shot.
Yeah, thank you for the replay. Great job.
Just, maybe half a foot offsides. Kola will waste a little bit more clock as that quickly becoming more and more of a factor for Binghamton.
Another nice job by UNH to use the entire field. Keep possession.
Chris Pinkham with it now on the far side. He'll look to move this ahead, and he'll have Mayer. Nice little touch pass ahead to Ji Woo Lee. Unable to get to that one. As Billy Clark, the beneficiary of that, will look to maneuver through. But again, just when you think Binghamton has some space, the Wildcats
they're so fast.
Close in quickly.
They close those lanes down. I mean, lightning fast.
Yannick Bright looking for the long pass to Shawanmi. And Binghamton, again, you see a play like that from Rorda, not wanting to scoop it up, wanting to push play ahead.
Right. Well, he's conscious of the time. Wants to keep the ball going, keep it moving.
Jamie Davis now with it. He has played this entire second half. Looking for Shawanmi.
Nice play by Shawanmi.
Tola. Box out the Binghamton defender, and we're going to have a corner kick coming for the Wildcats.
Second one, I think, of the half.
So not before we see two substitutions here for the Wildcats. Von Niebel will come in along with Eli Goldman. Once again, so the two subs from earlier will come on out. Jamie Davis will be one of the two Wildcats headed off. Waiting to see who the other will be, as UNH currently has 12 guys on the field.
I think Shawanmi's going off.
Good call. Tola's going to take a seat. This is about the time, usually in the second half, that we see Tola head over to the bench. So it's going to be Bilal Kamal, really one of the two corner specialists of this team, taking it from the near side.
Fans are making some noise, some anticipation here on this corner kick.
Big cheering section tonight for the Wildcats.
And I love the fact that they've stayed in the second half here. They know this is an important game, and it's a close one.
Definitely quadruple digit fans, as Kamal will swing it with his right. Have a whistle, clock stoppage. And it looks like the officials have Kamal re-kick.
Yep. Not sure why.
Sometimes the less you know, the better. Kamal tee this thing up again. Stretch back into that first track lane. Well, Kamal into the box looking for Bombito.
And that was a better chance by Kamal.
So we're going to do it all again, this time from the other side. To take another look at this one. Kamal.
Just off the Binghamton. Actually, I think it went off of...
yeah, it went off Bombito, but I think that...
Off Bombito and then off the Binghamton defender.
Yeah, that was Beliau.
Yep.
So Kamal will take it again. The dual-footed midfielder from England. Kamal into the box. Punched out by the Bearcats. Ji Woo Lee will fan on the header. Pinkham from way outside. Have a go at it.
Yep. Good thought. Very good thought. Get it on net.
Haven't seen a lot of long strikes, not only tonight, but all season from the Wildcats. Got a freight train rumbling on past the stadium. 12 3/4 minutes left in this one. UNH looking to grab all 3 points in this American East matchup and keep up pace with the Catamounts of Vermont. That game now into the 79th minute. UVM still leading 1-0, and Albany and NJIT still knotted at 0 down in Newark. So Kolela have not said his name a lot tonight. He has only had to make 1 save. It's the Wildcats looking for a second. That'll head right out of play. Got to be careful. Just kind of off the bottom of the screen, the track there, very damp from the UNH football sideline. There was a bunch of ice there.
Yeah, and there's still some ice.
So
I thought it would have melted by now. But yeah, if
gotta be careful. Mahoney, almost looked like he was about to slip up there.
another UNH throw in.
So if you're Coach Hubbard for the Wildcats, are you looking more to kind of play a super defensive set these last couple minutes as Von Nebel sends one into the box header?
No, I'm going for broke. I'm going for broke. I want to see another goal, get that insurance goal. Again, until Binghamton shows me that they can hold on to the ball for more than a few passes, I want to play more aggressively than maybe they've been playing for the last 10-15 minutes. Gonna have a free kick here for Binghamton. They whistled Lee on a foul. And I don't see anybody warming up kind of off the bench for UNH, so it looks like Coach Hubbard's going to stick with his lineup here.
So it's definitely what we might see is Eli Goldman now fighting for the ball in the middle of the field. It's Von Nebel now towards the middle. So we are approaching the sub 10-minute mark in this one. A long pass up ahead. It's going to be fought off there again by Bush. And Bennett will throw it in.
That's a good pass by Bennett.
So Liam Bennett, another one of the New Hampshire natives on this Wildcat team, hailing from Concord, New Hampshire, played for the GPS NPL 2000 team before coming to UNH. Johnny Wolf now will send ahead to Bennett. We've seen him play up more and more. He was looking for Von Nebel, and Von Nebel was a little bit frustrated.
Bennett, I was going to say Bennett's not happy with himself. Just went off the left foot there, out of bounds. Good thought though, very good thought.
Bearcats will toss this in. Yannick Bright with a nice little defensive play. Have an injured Bearcat down on the ground. That's Matthew Cozzetti.
Referee saying to play on.
Cozzetti looks to be okay. A slight limp, but he is up.
Let's play by Kolela.
Good area pass to Liam Bennett. Chip on off.
Could be UNH ball. Throw in. Very methodical play right now by UNH. They're just taking care of business. I'd like to see them, like I said, play more aggressively in the last 8 or so minutes.
Yeah, one thing we saw, so I'll have a whistle there. We saw the university, or the UNH women's soccer team defeat UVM 1-0 last Sunday here at home. And a kind of similar game. They scored in the first half.
Right.
But, the last couple minutes, they were really trying to box everything out of UVM. They take it down in the corner, drain the clock. As a big free kick incoming for the Bearcats, but handled without issue for the Wildcats. So I'm curious to see if maybe we'll see something similar from UNH as two of the big guns about to enter the game. Tola Shawanmi headed back over to the scorer's table.
Yep. I take that as a sign that Coach Hubbard is not done trying to generate some offense here.
Yeah.
again, I haven't seen much on the part of Binghamton really being able to generate chances here. So I think his feeling is I'm gonna just keep trying to push that ball. Binghamton's defense has been a lot stronger this half. They've plugged up lanes, passing lanes. Their defense has really closed in on the UNH strikers.
So Tola Shawanmi's going to check back in along with Jamie Davis. Looks like Chris Pinkham and Eli Goldman will take seats. Goldman to the bench for the second time this half. Are you a fan of kind of the unlimited substitution rule in college soccer compared to the pros where they have kind of a more limited amount?
Yeah, I like it. I think it gives coaches the opportunity to change up lineups if they see something they don't like. It gives players, I think, a little bit more opportunity to play. And UNH does a very good job of it. I mean, I like how they rotate players in and out. And even in certain situations, I mean, there was a goal kick right there for UNH. Hubbard put Shawanmi in, knowing that there'd probably be a scoring chance. So I do like it.
Here come the Bearcats on the far side. It's going to be sent in by Cazzetti, and we're going to see corner.
Yeah, nice play by Bombito. Prevent that ball from going into the box.
Corner number 3 coming here for the Bearcats. UNH right at 8, their season average. But this could be the make it or break it play on the night.
Yep.
As we're down to 6 minutes and 7 seconds.
And you can see the Bearcats, they're really packing in the offense here. They know what's at stake here.
Parker McKnight, the redshirt senior.
They've got a player right in front of Coley Lott.
McKnight into the box looking for a header. Won't find one. It's going to stick with the Bearcats. A long boot and over the net, up onto the event tarp. And we'll see another goal kick coming here for the Wildcats.
Yeah. I would have liked to have seen a one-timer there by the Binghamton player there, but
I'm not sure if that was exactly what he was going for. If so, that was an errant shot, but a lot of traffic in front, definitely trying to elevate the ball as much as he could.
Just got under it. Just missed it. Not bad.
So the clock will continue to roll here. 5:20 to go. UNH looking for their 9th straight win here on the season. Coley Lott looking for his 8th shutout of the year. As Binghamton will send it deep. Oh, Bennett was parked under that one. And it looks like it did tip off a Bearcat. They've been finding those lanes and more working their way towards the middle of the field, but Bennett does a nice job to
again, I would really like to see UNH try to generate some late offense here and not play for the 1-0 win.
So UNH this year averaging, coming into this one, 1.85 goals per game compared to their opponents, 0.54. One of the best goals against average is in the country, but number 7. Thanks in part to that man right there, Yasim Coley Lott. Has a nice job by Shawanmi trying to drain every second that he can.
I think he wanted the foul too.
Long throw in coming for the Bearcats. Cazzetti fighting for it with Bright, and Bright's going to win that battle.
Yeah, Bright's he pointed to save speed.
Bright, I think you can make an argument, certainly the most talented player on this roster.
Absolutely. Well, having Bombito and Bright anchoring midfield in your back line there, I mean, that's just a very, very strong pairing. And they play well with each other.
So with 4 minutes to go, we might see UNH go for goal one more time. Looking
Free
for
kick.
that finishing goal. Bennett is going to throw this in. Look for Shawanmi, intercepted by the Bearcats, but Jamie Davis takes over again. Liam Bennett and Von Nebel both trying to figure out who wants it. A little bit of miscommunication there. Not a lot of time for Binghamton to really do anything here. If they want to tie things up, they've got to make the most of their chances, as Von Nebel's going to have that one roll just out off his foot, and we'll see a throw-in coming here for Fitzgerald. Ball towards the middle, booted away.
Schwanme almost got that one.
That was
very close.
Will Noaker. And now Paul Mayer will fight for it. Under 3 to go in this one. Wildcats looking to close. Bearcats looking for the equalizer. In a game that has been heavily tilted to the team in white. A little bit of a collision in close.
Oh.
And it looks like we're going to see a free kick coming up here for the Bearcats.
Right. Crowd does not like that call.
What an opportunity. The Bearcats really couldn't have asked for a much better one.
Contact by both players.
Take another look. It was Chris Pinkham and...
Yeah, Pinkham got wrapped up.
It was Pinkham and Parker McKnight. And so now from... The official's going to keep moving McKnight back. So it's the official ruling is going to be 29 yards from the box.
UNH has their 3-man wall set up, about 10 yards from the kick. Although the referee's going to move him back.
So with 2:23 left to play, this could be one of Binghamton's last real quality opportunities. UNH looking to starve them off of this. McKnight will take it for the Bearcats in towards the box, and it was never close.
I think he was looking to pass that ball, and UNH they had the Binghamton strikers marked up, and they were not letting them in. So nice job by UNH to close that off.
So you see the finishing schedule there for UNH. One more home game, one more road game. Vermont next Friday, and then the 1st of November here at home against UMass Lowell. They have clinched a trip to the America East Championship, otherwise known as the playoffs. But now just looking to kind of lock things down with a first round bye and pass up on that quarterfinal round. So we're now under 2 minutes to play. Wildcats just looking to drain the clock. But they might move quick here as Von Niebel making a run at the ball. Johan Von Niebel pushed off nicely by a Bearcat as they're going to look to switch the other way quickly. Binghamton with 100 seconds left to play. It's Mahoney moving past Davis, and once again, who else but Yannick Bright to come in and save the day.
But Mahoney, he had the speed going down the sideline there. Give him credit.
Bush will take the throw in.
No, this is going right in the box.
He's gonna head on back all the way to lane 5. Deep throw in here for Bush. It's gonna be off of a Bearcat, says the official. We'll see a goal kick. Less than 60 seconds here to play in this one. UNH certainly in no rush to get this ball moved upfield. Jocelyn Coley-Lott will be incredibly deliberate with this one. Make sure every piece of equipment is in the right spot, tied up nicely. There's a boot to the midfield. Now under 30 seconds to go. We do have a late score update. UMBC tied things up with UVM. Taylor Calhera in the 83rd minute. So if UNH is able to hang on for the next 23 minutes and that result stands put for the next minute and a half, UNH will be alone in first place. But they've got one more set piece to guard off here as Mats Rorda will swing all the way up.
Yep, they've got, Binghamton's got every player on the field except for the goalie.
Rorda into the box, 20 to go. We'll have a whistle. It's going to be...
Oh, they called a foul on Binghamton.
Foul on Binghamton, and that might just be the end of it here.
Yep, clock is rolling, clock is stopped.
Now they'll stop the clock. Officials knew that UNH really had no purpose to move quickly there. We'll see if maybe even they add a couple more seconds on, but with a goal kick here, Coley-Lott's gonna most likely try to sky this one.
Yep, he's sending all the players out.
So Albany also winning late in the 89th minute. So a lot of drama in the America East these late games. Tola Shawami will control with 10 to go. The ball bounced back over towards the field house, and that will do it here at Wildcat Stadium. UNH wins it here